Hi guys, my name is Nonima Tigela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about Madlanga Commission. Ziyabuya Payana guys. A lot is happening in South Africa this week, October week, the 13th until the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th. Hi Sana. I'm even frustrated. Why are these things being done on the same time? Because now you will be opening three screens. Madlanga, Senzo Meyiwa case, ad hoc committee, because you want to hear all these things. So this week, Madlanga Commission, we've got Witness X. We've got Witness X. Asma's Witness X, but we don't know who Witness X is. Ne? I'm gonna read this article for you about Witness X from News 24 quickly, and then I'm gonna give you because exclusive things that were said there and what else happened. Witness X uses WhatsApp evidence to expose Matlala's corp business and academic protectors. So we know all of this happens because in July, KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi claimed in an exclusive media conference that South Africa's justice system had been infiltrated by organized crime criminals. Those allegations prompted President Cyril Ramaphosa to establish the Madlanga Commission to probe political interference and corruption in the criminal justice system. On Tuesday, the commission heard the evidence of Witness X, who detailed how attempted murder accused tenderpreneur Ket Matlala communicated with two powerful police chiefs, a businessman, and an academic. Attempted murder accused tenderpreneur Vusumuzi Ket Matlala received confirmation from the head of Hawks in KwaZulu-Natal that suspended Police Minister Senzo Mchunu has disbanded the task team he believed was investigating him. While discussing a potential property purchase for the top cop's son, an unidentified witness, identified as Witness X by the Madlanga Commission, has given evidence that WhatsApp conversation recovered from Matlala's phone after he was arrested for the attempted murder of his ex-girlfriend, Tebogo Tobejane, revealed that he had a close and beneficial relationship with KwaZulu-Natal Hawks head Major General Lesetja Senona. Senona had referred to Matlala, who had already been implicated in the looting of Tembisa Hospital, that whistleblower Babita Deokaran red flagged in the days before her murder as my brother. Acting Chief of the Ekhuruleni Metro Police Department, EMPD, Julius Mkhwanazi similarly called Matlala my blood brother, with WhatsApp exchanges revealing that the tenderpreneur had asked the EMPD head for help when his right-hand man and driver, Given Mokofane, was arrested for drinking 90 kilometers per hour in a 60 kilometers zone, Witness X said. Senona's son, Tato, had also sent Matlala identification and business document that Matlala appeared to have requested for FICA purposes, Witness said. While the exchange strongly suggested that Matlala would make an offer to purchase a property on behalf of or for Tato Senona or his TSB shuttle business, X said there was no confirmation that this purchase had happened. While X was initially supposed to testify from a remote location and have their evidence relayed through evidence leader Thabang okay, I don't know how to pronounce that, the name, POOE, concerns about the security of the line that they were testifying through resulted that the testimony being cut short. Evidence leader Adila Hasim SC then read X statement, which detailed Matlala's conversation with Lesetja Senona and his son Julius Mkhwanazi, academic Calvin Rafadi, and business okay, wait, let me read that right. Evidence leader Adila Hasim SC then read X statement, which detailed Matlala's conversation with Lesetja Senona and his son. And then Julius Mkhwanazi, the EMPD head, right? Academic Calvin Rafadi, and businessman Suleiman Karim. X said Lesetja Senona appears to assist Mr. Matlala with the payment of invoices submitted by Mr. Matlala's company, Medicare 24 Tshwane District, and shares information with Mr. Matlala related to the PKTT and an apparent reference to the fact that the Hawks had sent Mchunu's letter disbanding the task team to Matlala. According to according to KwaZulu-Natal Police Chief Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, Mchunu's decision to disband the task team was evidence that he was seeking to protect Matlala and other criminals from investigation. This, he said, was because Matlala and those close to him wrongly believed that the political killings task team was investigating the Gauteng syndicate that they were part of, and did not know that task team members were actually assisting a Gauteng counterintelligence investigation. Matlala's messages to businessman Brown Mokgotsi previously revealed that he believed the hundreds of thousands of rands he was channeling to the information peddler, who also made contact with Provincial Commissioner Mkhwanazi and Deputy National Commissioner Shadrack Sibiya, was being used to fund Mchunu's political ambitions. No messages between Matlala and Mchunu were found on the former's phone. However, the commission had testimony that days before Mchunu sent a letter disbanding the PKTT, he demanded an investigation into Matlala's 360 million police health services tender. On 20 December 2024, News 24 reported that Medicare Tshwane District, of which Matlala was then the sole director, had been awarded a 3-year contract with the police in June 2024. Under that contract, Matlala's company was required to render health risk management services to the police officers. That contract was awarded to Matlala while he was a central figure in a nearly 3 billion special investigating unit probe of questionable Tembisa Hospital contracts, and while he was the target of a sweeping hoax, fraud, and corruption investigation. At the time that the contract was granted, Bheki Cele was the police minister. Where? National Police Commissioner Fanny Masemla told the Madlanga Commission that 4 days after News 24 exposed on Matlala's tender, Mchunu asked that the contract be investigated. 6 February, Matlala sent the searchers Senona a short recording of a confidential police audit meeting about his health services contract, which was subsequently found to be defined by illegality and then cancelled in May 2025, shortly before Matlala's attempted murder arrest. According to X, after Matlala forwarded the searcher Senona a News 24 article about his alleged 360 million South African Police Service tender fraud, there was a series of calls between the two that X believed were related to the contract. Matlala's messages with businessman Karim, into whose company his Medicare 24 firm paid 2.5 million between February and March this year, further reveal his unhappiness about the police delayed payment of his invoices for that tender. On 23rd March, Witness X said Matlala had expressed shock at News 24 report that Mchunu had ordered the cancellation of his police contract. In a message that suggests Karim had projected himself as able to access the minister, the businessman responded, "I don't think so, Mr. C. I think we should see him together." Matlala answered, "You will let me know when he is ready." Karim later sent Matlala a message which he presented as having been sent to Mchunu. It states, "Good morning, Minister. I just received a call from our guy who is a service provider for our health risk management project. He's got very serious concern. Apparently, you gave a directive to scrutinize his contract, and while they are at it, they must stall as much as they can to release purchase orders until you guys come up with something that can warrant the termination of service." Witness X says Matlala forwarded this same message to Mokgotsi. In particular, bizarre exchange on 13th April 2025, Witness X said Matlala later forwarded multiple documents to Senona, including the result of a LexisNexis Win Deeds search on the Senzo and Thembeka Mchunu Foundation, and a BizTrace document containing what appears to be multiple identity numbers for President Cyril Ramaphosa. Whoa! The strictly confidential Biz Traces document contained recommendations for the destruction of certain company records at CIPRO, SERS, and courts, as well as computer mainframe files and encapsulating the above-mentioned sensitive information. It also issued instructions to close the bank account linked to the identity documents, which are in question, except for a particular identity number. While Witness X said it was unclear what the meaning behind these documents was, they said Biz Traces was a company registered to academic Kelvin Rafadi, who X testified had repeatedly asked Matlala for petrol, money, rent, tuition payments in exchange for contributing to a media narrative that suits Mr. Matlala regarding the political killing system. With X stated in their affidavit, the analysis demonstrate that the requests for money and other favors are tied to Mr. Rafadi performing a media and propaganda function for Mr. Matlala. In apparent fulfillment of this alleged argument, Rafadi sent Matlala interviews he did with Newsroom Africa and Power FM about disbandment of the political killing system. In his interview with Power FM, Witness X said Rafadi praised Mtunu's decision to disband the political killing system, which he described as a rogue unit which was fighting Major General Feroz Khan for power in crime intelligence. He said the now suspended minister's decision to disband the political killing system was sober-minded. The commission will continue on Thursday. Guys, so it was exclusive. Ramaphosa was there. Like there is a lot of things that are happening. A lot of people. No wonder Witness X became Witness X. Yo. So that's what happened in the Madlanga Commission, in case you were wondering, because you were busy watching other things. What are your thoughts when it comes to this? Sihlalapi, guys. Kupi apa. Yo. I'm shocked. Anyway, I'll see you on our next video. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.